Hey viewers, today I'm gonna explore my project Under the Black Sun series episode 2 where Germany wins World War II, and basically this is very hard to predict. And disclaimer, I don't support ultranationalism or German regime in World War II in any way, and ultranationalism is garbage, and the people who practice ultranationalism is also garbage. So let's go straight into the video. First, this is gonna be unrealistic, so don't take this video seriously. Because we cannot predict what will happen after Germany wins World War II, Germany will likely consolidate its gain, and I think the Austrian painter will die, of course. I think Austrian painter's health will deteriorate, and I'm gonna give him 5 years, and he will die in 1950, I think. And that is an unrealistic prediction. I think Austrian painter will die a lot sooner than what I expected because his health is just so freaking bad. But I'm just gonna go with my option. I'm just gonna let him live for longer for some reason. And then we're gonna see who succeed him, which is gonna be today's video topic. I think it's gonna be Hermann Göring who succeeds the Austrian painter because Austrian painter will likely appoint him in his death will. I think this is more likely due to historical reasons, and I think it will currently be undisputed but potentially be very dangerous for Germany, who now basically dominates the world. And I think Hermann Göring have a lot of bad habits like drugging, smoking, and steal Jewish properties, which are very bad, of course. And I think he will probably die in around 5 years too, below the average German life expectancy at that time, because I don't think he will survive that long due to drugging and smoking. That is bad for your health. And I think after Hermann Göring dies, all hell will break loose and Germany will go into a civil war. There will be 3 sides or 4 sides of the civil war. The one will be Albert Speer, a kind of an engineer for some reason, and he is also an ultranationalist and the most lenient of them. But don't get fooled, even if Speer is lenient, it will still be very brutal on basically everybody, because the ultranationalism ideology is just bad and brutal. So I think this is what's gonna happen, and the second faction will be Bormann's faction, which will be the most legitimate. It did occupy Berlin, and Bormann basically wants to reform the state and cut military spendings and go into civilian economy, which is okay for the Reich because it's gonna have an economic collapse soon if they don't do anything. And also the most extreme ultranationalist hardliner, which is led by Heinrich Himmler, which is a pretty stupid name. It kind of rhymes with Hitler. And anyway, Heinrich Himmler will probably occupy Poland and the Eastern Europe, and his main advantage is have a good army and have the control over SS, also known as the German secret police. Heinrich Himmler's main problem will be Eastern Europe due to the Slavs will likely rebel, and Heinrich Himmler have to put them down. And finally, on the side will be some ultranationalist youths who probably grow up in the 1930s and get totally ultranationalist hypnotized and become. And I think this will be 1966 when the Civil War started, which if you think of it, some ultranationalist youths that started their life in the 30s and got ultranationalist hypnotized for their entire life, will be 30, will be in their 30s, so there definitely is a chance. But I will not know who them is, what their name is, it's just impossible to predict. So I'm just gonna call the new ultranationalists or ultranational youths because it's impossible to predict the leader's name. And in the Civil War, I think the Speer's faction will strike the Bormann faction, and basically the ultranationalist youths will fight guerrilla war, and Heinrich Himmler will try to put down the rebellion in the Slavic regions while ignoring all other German warlords. I don't think other countries will get involved. Italy will likely break away from Germany's sphere, while France will they want to strike Germany, but they have no chance to do that because if France strike Germany, and probably all of the German warlords will temporarily unite to screw France up and not lose territory while fighting, because the territory in the west is extremely important. And then I think France will not strike Germany, and so is Austrian nationalist Britain, and the fight will continue with probably the Spears faction gaining the upper hand over the Boers faction due to they have the strongest industry. But I'm gonna say that Albert Speer don't have any military commanding experience, and they generally have the weakest army. And I think Heimer Himmler will likely be very desperate due to the Slavic rebellion growing, and it will put some portable suns at them. You probably know what I mean. And they will likely dash towards Berlin to defeat the Bormann faction as quickly as possible, and probably win the German Civil War and then turn against the Slavs. But this plan will backfire because Bormann will defend Berlin with his life, and Heimer Himmler won't break through the wall, and probably the Austrian nationalist use is just screwed. There's no chance they can win. And I think the Spears faction will convince Norway and Sweden, which is probably in Germany right now, in Germany, Spear will be annexed by Germany, to switch sides and turn against the Bormann faction and attack. And I think this will happen, and the Austrian nationalists use their base should be in Denmark. For some reason, I think their base should be in Denmark, and Denmark will also switch sides and strike the Bormann faction. But Austrian nationalist use will still exist in the middle of Germany and fight a few guerrilla wars. The Spears faction normally will move into Rhineland and will strike Bormann's faction. Heimer Himmler in Poland will likely see his plan backfire, and the Slavs liberate most of its territories, and Poland rebelling, which is just stupid for Heimer Himmler to deal with. Heimer Himmler will likely give up, and the Austrian nationalist use will just collapse. There's no way they can survive. And after the Austrian nationalist use collapse, it will be the first one to collapse, and the Bormannist faction will likely also be in great danger, but I think they will have some portable suns around. I think the Bormannist faction, the Heimer Himmler, the Himmlerist faction, and the Spears faction will all have portable suns, which they will throw at each other. And I think right now they will throw portable suns at each other, but it will not cause nuclear annihilation. It will at least be okay because the Bormannist faction have no chance of survival, and will just get eliminated. And eventually, Himmler's faction will get destroyed, and the Spears faction will win the German Civil War. And I think they have to give up a lot of territories, like give an independent Poland and a gigantic Russia being created, compared to its warlord size, which will probably unite to form Russia. And as Germany will kind of reform, but not reform that much, they will keep the Baltics, but basically pull out of Eastern Europe. And this is gonna be my ending, then I'm gonna do episode 3. Please subscribe, like, and comment this video.